Hey everybody. So look on the screen here. I want to do a video about this because I just saw something. I'm like, oh my gosh, on my Twitter feed. So on the screen it says Steve Harvey on owing the IRS $22 million after being robbed by his accountant.
Died,
Listen.
and a girl that worked for him called my lawyer and said, "We have a problem." She had found on the floor all my tax forms for 7 years signed and with the checks stapled to them. So I'm thinking, I done signed and I done stapled the checks. Well, they were cashing the checks, keeping the money, and not turning in the tax form.
You didn't know who the check was being made out to.
Oh, to the government.
So how did they cash it?
Well, they didn't cash it. They took the money out of the account that matched the exact, because I wasn't watching it.
So you could just see $100,000.
Oh, because you weren't watching it. I'm sorry to say, because I know that typically our people, a lot of our people are not business oriented and so trusting. This is nothing new. Keep in mind the move of the burial that happened like what I think in the early 90s. So 30 years ago. You think that process has stopped? So this is Steve Harvey. Again, the accountant died. I think his name was Mark Axon. And from what I saw, picture, clear man. The jokes write themselves. What did Dr. Claude Anderson say? Black labor, white wealth. Because Negro is always just stuck on the shelf. He ain't moving, he ain't watching, he ain't looking. You might just be on the shelf and just sitting like a dusty book that never opens up. Listen to what he said.
And a girl that worked for him called my lawyer and said, "We have a problem." She had found on the floor all my tax forms for 7 years signed and with the checks stapled to them. So I'm thinking, I done signed and I done stapled the checks. Well, they were cashing the checks, keeping the money, and not turning in the tax form.
You didn't know who the check was being made out to.
Oh, to the government.
So how did they cash it?
Well, they didn't cash it. They took the money out of the account that matched the exact, because I wasn't watching it.
So
like
you could just see
I just
100,000,
600,000
Yeah, you're looking at it.
deducted.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's the check. Little did I know it was some people taking the money out.
For 7 years?
For 7 years.
How much money did that?
I ended up owing $22 million. To the government.
So how did they cash it?
So catch this part.
Well, they were cashing the checks, keeping the money, and not turning in the tax form.
You didn't know who the check was being made out to.
To the government.
So how did they cash it?
Well, they didn't cash it. They took the money out of the account that matched the exact.
And so you mean to tell me, oh Lord, oh Jesus, I'm not the accountant. But common sense, how the hell would you let somebody take money? What's the use of writing a check, sir? They gonna take out the cash. Are you slow? Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna sit up here and write a check to Bookaboo or whoever it is, and then you taking the cash out. That don't seem like a double payment to you? Sir, with all due respect, when you saw that amount coming out, you didn't see the check. Did you not get your statement and look over it once a month? Let me guess, probably not. So if you owe 20, and don't forget now, also paying the accountant. I'm sorry, this sounds, and I'm not the educated one, this sounds dumb as hell to me. I'm gonna write the check and you taking the cash out. Who the heck takes the cash? Well, you gonna wire the government? Who the heck takes the cash out? If they're taking the cash out, then sir, why did you sign the check? You didn't look at your statement? So if you owe $22 million, and don't forget, you think that kind of work for free? Looking at you as a chocolate, as a dumb chocolate drop, probably what that man was doing, in my opinion. Probably looking at him and think, wow, I can't believe this fool ain't caught on yet. I would think so. If he's taking the cash out, sir, why would you even write a check? Doesn't make any sense. You're double paying. And why would he take cash out? That wasn't a red flag? Man, these folk can always get over. And you think, like I said before, the move of the burial, that was 30, I believe, 30 years ago. Somebody set up, came up with that bootleg policy. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. Here's a Twitter video. It says Jackie Wilson died broke and in debt after being robbed by his manager and record label for 20 years. So here it says Jackie Wilson collapsed September 29th, 1975, deep in debt to his record company, Brunswick, for recoupments on the many records he had made for them. Is set. So let's see here. Jackie also owed a staggering sum in back taxes to the Internal Revenue Service, taxes he believed his manager, Nat Tornapo, had filed and paid on his behalf. You ever know of a manager to work for free? Have you ever heard of a manager that works for free? Look at this. Jackie Wilson died broke and in debt after being robbed by his manager and record label for over 20 years. So up there singing and hollering and dancing. Are these men functioning illiterates? You don't have to have a degree to understand a little business. That's him when he was sick for 8 years. I think it was in maybe a nursing home after he had medical problems. Robbed by his manager for over 20 years. Look who the manager is, y'all getting ready to pop up. Nat, what was his name? Nat. Where's the guy? There's Jackie Wilson. Okay, now the manager, Nat Turnipole. I wonder who it is. We know it's not a female. It might be dun, 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 the Clear Man. Clear Man strikes again. The Clear Man strikes again. And who is this guy? Jackie Wilson? I think this is some guy back from the 50s. Most of us weren't even born then. Clear Man strikes again. And what happened? Jackie also owed a staggering sum in back taxes to the Internal Revenue Service, taxes he believed his manager, Nat Turnipole, had filed and paid on his behalf. So he died in 75. So you're looking at the hairdo with the hair conking out like that. This looks like something from the 50s to me, like some kind of Gidget area. 50s, maybe 60s, but it looking like you seen this old movie? This looks like something from the 50s. They have a system and it's working. They have a system and it's working. WG White guardianship is so real. Well, if he thought his manager, he's also paying, who you think got the money? Steve Harvey. What did he say? This article here talks about that with Steve Harvey, and it said on a Facebook post, let's see here, he ended up paying, so he owed $22 million. And what did he say? It's something I read. It said he ended up paying. Here you go. He said, quote, I just went to work. I took every gig and every contract. I worked and worked. I hung in there, and I had a big deal come through in 2012, and I got free. And it's been okay ever since. $22 million in taxes, 7 years. He was paying $650,000 per month. Grinding until it's paid, and he saves his family. Do you know how wealth operates? Out of all them cheering, you can't send someone to college to be the family accountant. Not saying it can't happen, but try to somebody you know and feel comfortable with, and you don't know how to check on your finances monthly, quarterly. That never occurred to you. So it happened to Jackie Wilson again, based on the attire and that hair like that, is leading me to believe it's in the 50s. That's Jackie Wilson, and look, these folk. It looks to me like they running, baby. They running the same game. Running the very same game. Why? It's a lucrative game. And look who the victim. Look how they running it on. Look who they're running it on. The clear man is running game on who? The clear man is running game on who? You can't beat this. It blows my mind. You didn't check on it. Just working and having fun and probably paying them big time. That explanation doesn't even make sense to me. It just doesn't. You can have your wife.
Accountant died, and a girl that worked for him called my lawyer and said, "We have a problem." She had found on the floor all my tax forms for 7 years signed and with the checks stapled to them. So I'm thinking, I done signed and I done stapled the checks. Well, they were cashing the checks, keeping the money, and not turning in the tax form.
You didn't know who the check was being made out to.
Oh, to the government.
So how did they cash it?
Well, they didn't cash it. They took the money out of the account that matched the exact, because I wasn't watching it like this.
Why you weren't watching it like that? Because you trusted them? I'm asking for a friend. Is that why you weren't watching them? They probably smiling at your bald head and grinning. You probably thought you had a friend. They know you more than you know yourselves, and they know you're not business oriented. You can do the job, but as far as like the behind the paperwork, you're not ready, not interested. Do you think between this man called Jackie Wilson, I believe he was a singer. Yeah, he was a singer. I don't know what he played, but he was a singer in that time. So between Jackie, what's his name? Jackie Wilson and Steve Harvey. Look how many entertainers there have been since then. And look who's been in control. I did the video what the guy said what they do. When one of them drop dead, boy, they swoop in. Won't even let you into your own house. To your family member's house. Between Jackie Wilson and Steve Harvey, how many black entertainers do you think there have been? Oh, I'm sure more than 3. You think they're the only two that have gone through this? No, these people have systems in place. And somebody sitting up here yakking and not watching and playing. Somebody always planning. And the one that's always planning is always gonna beat the one that's playing. You up here working, sure doing for a living. Life is business. You didn't check the money. You didn't have a quarterly meeting. I don't care what the accountants say. You never now and then. I heard my dad say that I was a kid. Every now and then, talking to other people, need to throw in a forensic accountant. I'm hearing them sit around the house. Somebody, black person, white person in business. And my dad telling his friend, "You out of the office too much. You out of your office whole lot." Oh, well, so and so's there. My dad's like, "You trust him?" He says, "The white guy, he's paying more attention to the business side. You're doing more bringing the business in and the entertainment and social side." Man, it turned out, woo, the business folded. And I'm letting you know right now, the white man had brought his son in who only had a high school diploma. I'll never forget it. And it was like, he's a VP. The business folded. And guess what? The white dude left a millionaire. No, he left with millions. He left with millions. And he also left with 2 houses that were paid for, and also his son's house that was paid for. What the black man leave with? Fool, not paying attention, all the debt he signed for. How can you have a business partner when one person leaves with millions and you leave with nothing but all the debt and then the company folds? People trying to tell him things in his ear. Oh, the Negro don't want to hear it. Oh, he wouldn't do that to me. You're just jealous. Man, when it was over, it was crazy. That's how I remember my dad saying for a forensic account, oh, no, 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 he my friend. No, no, you don't worry about it. So don't worry about it. Oh, my dad tried to tell him, he's like, you're out of your office too much. Do you really know what's going on? Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Oh, yeah. And the black man lost his house. Ended up having to rent in the hood. Oh, ended up filing bankruptcy because all the debt was on him. Why he did steal what the white guy told him to do. He did what the clear man said to do. See, they know you more than you know yourselves. And when people try to tell us, they'll get mad at somebody like me. What do you know? I know enough not to be a fool. I can tell you that. I can tell you one thing. I know one thing. What you wouldn't do is simply, sweetie, you're not going to have me sign it. No. Okay, pay the IRS, you the accountant. Okay, I'll go ahead. Because I remember hearing my dad talk like that. He's like, one thing there, kid, what did he say? He had a joke for an accountant. He said, I know you're going to steal from me, but don't steal too much. So I just heard my dad say that. So I equate, oh, yeah, that's that man that handles the books. And my dad said that they'll steal. That's what my father said. I was a kid. That's what he's like, yeah, no, that was a joke for an accountant. Yeah, I know you're gonna steal from him, but just don't steal too much. So that in my mind, listen to my dad. Oh, that's the person that handles the books, but they'll steal from you. Uh-huh. Ain't no way in hell you're gonna sit there. What's this? What they said? Who this? What's this? You? Why would they take the money out the account? Did you go online and pay? Why would they take the money out the account? You wrote the check. It's nonsensical to me, dude. One last time in closing, they know they're just not business oriented. And don't forget, paying the accountant.
died.
So hold on. So that tells me right then and there, paying that accountant, the accountant done stole millions. Steve, I didn't hear you say anything about maybe filing a claim or lawsuit against the accountant's estate. Let me guess, because it probably didn't happen. You didn't file a claim or a lawsuit against the accountant's estate. I would have. I don't give a darn if it's his granddaughter finna inherit some sweetie. That beach house in Malibu, I think not. I'm finna snatch it back. We don't see, some of us don't think that way. Oh hell, I would have. You didn't try to put a claim against the estate? Or maybe you didn't know you could do that. Who the hell is advising you? All this money, I don't understand. I would have put a claim against that estate. I don't care if his wife got to come out of her house. Go get a job, toots. IHOP might be hiring. But what you're not going to do is walk all over me. We're going to box up the legal way. You didn't do that to at least try to recover some of the funds. But probably not because we don't want to hurt them like that. We just going to get to grinding. Life is business, and they know most of our people. I don't care. We might look up to them. This is just, it blows my mind. Why the hell would I write a check and you taking out cash? I'll be at that man's house. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I need to have a conversation. No, it's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be tonight. Or I'm calling the feds. So what you want to do? Okay, let's have a conversation. We're gonna have a meeting. I would have a meeting, and I would have had a meeting and busted him out. It wouldn't just be me. Oh no, we're gonna get a resolution tonight. We're gonna get one real soon. Or just play a call. Hey, yeah, you know what? Hey, I want to meet you about an idea. Because my idea is that you're doing some shady CHIT. Oh yeah. We gonna get to what they said. We're gonna get to the bottom of it, sweetie. We sure are. Why the heck would you think it's okay if they're taking the money? I think, what the hell you signed the check for? And who pays the IRS like that, bro? Where you been? This is crazy. It's just nonsensical. I think a fifth grader might figure that out. We doing double payments, Dad. So why they take the money out and you sign the check? Jesus. Ooh, child. This is really too much. I mean, it's like, I feel embarrassed for him.
Accountant died, And a girl that worked for him called my lawyer and said, we have a problem. She had found on the floor all my tax forms for 7 years signed and with the checks stapled to them. So I'm thinking, I done signed and I done stapled the checks. Well, they were cashing the checks, keeping the money, and not turning in the tax form.
You didn't know who the check was being made out to.
Oh, to the government.
So how did they cash it?
Well, they didn't cash it. They took the money out of the account that matched the exact, because I wasn't watching it.
So
Like,
you could just see
I
100,000.
just,
You weren't watching, and they know you weren't. This went on for 7 years. What the man say, even the best and brightest get taken. The best and brightest. So you think, wow, I wouldn't. Why you weren't watching? Because you trusted him. Tell me you weren't sending him Christmas gifts. Can you imagine that man sitting across from him thinking, wow, I'm getting and stealing. Wow. And I checked, the picture I saw was a clear man. That's the picture that I saw when I looked the name up. Nothing's really changed. That's why things stay the same. Jackie Wilson, so he died in 75. I read an article doing some little research that he oh my gosh, died on stage. He was performing and died on stage. Jackie also owed a staggering sum in back taxes to the IRS. Taxes he believed his manager, Nat Turner Poe, had filed and paid on his behalf. Manager and accountant, and then you look up the net worth. I think that's how you look up Nat Turner Poe. I googled him. His net worth at his death was I think it says I said, what's the net worth? It came up to like $1 million. Gee, I wonder. And here's the talent that's bringing in the money with less. What does that tell you? Dr. Claude Anderson done told you. Black labor, white wealth. If that's can you imagine? Child, these folks probably sitting up on hundreds of billions of dollars when you add it up. And the one that's out there shaking and talking and with the Family Feud card and all of that. You might as well be a little indentured servant. Anyway, I had to point that out. You think I'm playing when they say they have systems in place? You think WG White guardianship ain't real? What does it say? Sarah Rector, when they see one of us get some money, what do? Run on over there. Get your hands on it. They do a good job. When I'm not gonna put no money on it. When will the group wake up? When? Anyway, let me know what you all think. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out.